This episode is sponsored by Best Life Coaching Society.
Yeah. Listen, success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
it. See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals.
Inspire.
I go out and I go get it.
You're in the right place. You're checking out Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles.
If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
What's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today we have Michelle Mras with us. She's coming to us from Colorado Springs. Such an amazing story, going through so many things that of overcoming, and now she uses the things that she's gone through in her life as an amazing speaker. And so thankful to have her on this episode of the Success Chronicles. So thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicle.
Thank you for having me, Chip.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Talk to us about your life story, how it was for you growing up, and if you don't mind tracking that story until now.
Well, from growing up,
Yeah. Where you from? And
okay. Well, I'm a military brat. So I grew up in the Philippines. I was born in Trenton, New Jersey, and then moved to the Philippines and stayed there for the next 15 years of my life. Then I moved to Omaha, Nebraska. So I've kind of gone the gambit of the world in the first 15 years of my life. Military brat, enlisted man. I met my future husband in high school. Actually, I was 14, he was 16. Moved out to Omaha, Nebraska, started my life there, and got married out of there, married him 10 years later, and here I am in Colorado Springs after traveling the world. We've lived all around because he's also military. So I went from military brat to military spouse, and we've traveled, oh boy.
Military.
Yeah, it's all military, but we lived in Europe and in South Korea and traveled pretty much everywhere. I ended up in Georgia and then came up here. I basically, if you want to sum up my life, I'm the master of positivity. I'm the master of falling and getting back.
I like it.
Yes, that is the perfect summary of me, the girl that gets back up.
There it is, the master of positivity, the girl that gets back up. Well, talk to us about some of your get back up situations that you've gone through.
Most recently, 4 years ago, I was in a car accident. A young lady ran a stop sign and we T-boned. And I lost memories. I lost my ability to speak for about 8 months. It was pretty rough because I was still trapped in my head. I thought I was speaking English. I thought I was actually understood. And then I found out from my family that no one understood me. I was speaking complete gibberish. And then to be trapped in my head like that, if you've ever been really sick and you get stuck in your head and you're alone in your room, those voices in your head that just start talking at you and telling you you're useless. I got really close and personal with those voices. And I started writing a book. I wrote 2 books, actually. The first book is based off of my TED Talk. I did a TED Talk in 2015. And basically that trauma to my head, the doctors, the neurologists weren't sure if I was going to be able to maintain my ability to speak afterwards. They didn't know when I was speaking how long it was going to last and how long would my memory stay. And so I decided, I'm a Toastmaster. I'm in a speaking group, and I decided I better go big or go home, because if I'm going to lose my ability to speak forever, I want to make a mark. So I applied for TEDx. I got in, ended up writing this book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry.
There you go.
And it's lessons I learned from my mother-in-law about getting back up. She unfortunately, she passed away from complications of leukemia. But watching her live her life, when I was stuck in my head, I went, you know what? She went through far worse than me. I can do this. And so I used her story to pull myself back up. And then about 6 months after I was feeling great again, having some good comprehension skills, and I started to speak about the speaking circuit, I found out I had breast cancer. Now, again, I had to reevaluate and realize it could be worse. I could have no notice and I could just drop dead, right? So what can I do to fix this? So I decided, if I'm going to die from this, I'm going to leave a legacy for my children. And I wrote another book called It's Not Luck, Overcoming You. But it's like, do you know people who journal?
Right.
When I was under stress, the way to get myself out of my own head was to write it down. And each time I did that, a book came out of it. Okay?
There you go.
Yeah. So I am still in that whole cancer journey. I'm not out of it yet. But to make the doctors feel good, I keep going to them, because I know I'm good. I just, give them something to do. But I can feel it. I feel much better than I did before.
But to make the doctors feel good.
Yep.
Yeah.
They need something to do. They need something to worry about now. So I'll let them go there.
There you go. Well, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
That is a really tough question, because there's so many things I'm proud of. I mean, I guess the number one thing I'm proud of is I grew up in a home that was not so perfect, a pretty broken home, with a bad male example for a man in my life. And I think my number one accomplishment is that I recognized a good man, fell in love with a good man early, and created a beautiful life that I never expected I could have. That's number one.
Yeah.
From that family base, it has branched everything else that could happen. If I was in a dysfunctional relationship, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. But because I have that strong base, I think everything else is kind of falling into place much easier. My second accomplishment would be I have a great grasp on my attitude through tough times in life. I am very good at coming out of myself and getting out of the mess and the fear and wait a minute, is this rational? Is this true? Is this really how it's going to be? And I'm very good at that. That's a great accomplishment I believe, for me. And then the third would be my greatest accomplishment is to help change lives. I've seen so much pain in this world. I mean, I grew up in the Philippines when, Marcos became dictator. So, I've seen a lot of death and dismay and falling and corruption. And then coming to America, seeing a lot of homelessness and being one of the homeless for a little bit. And I wanted to leave just to change one life. And I have. And so I think that big accomplishment is that I can coach other people through their pains and through their limiting beliefs in order to accomplish more in their lives so they too can be joyful and happy.
It's awesome. That's awesome. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is finding what you're good at and growing it. Developing it, training it, surrounding yourself with people that help you become better at it, and doing it. That's success. It doesn't matter what level it is. You can be the most successful street sweeper, a mom. I don't care. There are so many levels of success, and it can be small, it can be big, But what's small for one person is big for one person. What's big for another person could be small for another person. So that level changes as long as you're trying.
That's it. That's it. And the effort is what counts.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think it takes to achieve success?
Fall, fail.
Yeah.
To get successful, you must be willing to fail. Fail pretty good and get back up again.
Yeah. Fail forward.
Fail forward and then wash, rinse, repeat. Just keep going up. And what my mentor, Paul Sheely, says, Dr. Paul Sheely from Learning Strategies, he says, if we were all thought like adults all the time at childbirth, we would all be a world of crawlers. Because babies, right? Babies will fall, get back up, fall, get back up. An adult falls and does, nope, can't do it. Nope, I'm not good at this. But if we had the mentality of a toddler, we would fall, get back up, find another way. Fall, get back up, find another way. But as adults, we look at other adults and do, I want to do what they do, so I'm going to take every step that they take. And then when we fail, we do, oh, it's not for me, it's for them, it's not for me. No, it's everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own way.
I like it. The toddler mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Fall and get back up.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much again for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate your time. Such great stuff you're doing. Crawl, fall, get back up. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you to Best Life Coaching Society for sponsoring this episode of the Success Chronicles. www.bestlifecoachingsociety.com